Great, good to see you, Steve. Tell everybody who you are and where you come from.
I'm Steve Dyer. I'm a pastor of a church in Swansea in a village called Gowerton, and the church is called Oasis.
How long has it been going, and what are some of the challenges that you've faced as you've planted and grown a new church?
Yeah, we started in January 2008, 6 of us in the living room in Gowerton. One of the biggest challenges we have at the present, and we have had over the last 4 or 5 years, is facilities and venue where to meet. We were meeting in the house of one of the leaders, then we moved to a local hall on a Sunday morning, but the facility was very dirty and smelly and old. And one of our values as a church, we have many values, but one of our values is excellency. We believe that when God created everything, He made everything good, and He was really good in Genesis, and He gave us His Son. So if He gives us good things, I think one of our values is excellency, and the facilities that we were using were not excellent for the kids and for the people meeting. So one of our challenges is to find a venue that caters for us and doesn't have to be perfect, but is good for us and comfortable. And our struggle is to find a venue that can do that for us. So we did find a venue. We've been there for 3 years, and it's a function over the pub, but it's not available on Sundays. So that's our challenge, is to meet on another day of the week, and we meet on a Saturday morning, 10:30 to about 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock, and we've been meeting there for 3 years. We've just moved out of there into a local hall, but that has been one of our biggest challenge. I feel a bit funny saying that, because one of my challenges is Satan, sin, and the world, but add on to that,
Sure.
facilities.
Right. Now, some of the cynics look at church plants and they say, oh, they only ever grow because of disaffected people from other churches coming along. And I guess you've picked up some other believers, but mostly your growth has been through conversions and people coming to faith. So tell us a couple of those good news stories over the last couple of years.
Yeah, we're not a massive church, but I would say we're about 50 to 60% new converts. I would probably say that we've got about 25 people in the last 4 years committed their life to Christ and being baptised. I can give you a few stories, not many, but a few. But one of the ones that will always be deep in my heart is my best mate Rob. We grew up together in school, both from a non-Christian family. I became a Christian by reading the Bible at the age of 11. I get converted at the age of 17, and I started going to church. But my mate Rob played football with him, went to school with him. He didn't want to know, and I was so passionate, and I'd always be hitting him with the gospel that he's going to hell and he needs to respond to Jesus Christ, and nothing for years. But he played for the football team that I was running from Genders Baptist Church. And one day I just felt prompted to ask him to come to a Bible study. I was sweating when I asked him, and he said yeah. And he came along to the Bible study, and he gets converted in the Bible study. Actually, he goes to a nightclub one night, and when he's in the toilet speaking to a gentleman in the toilet, the gentleman starts telling him about Jesus and everything we've been going through in Bible study, and he rings me at 4 o'clock in the morning to see if I'm up. And he comes over the house, and he's given his life to the Lord in the kitchen, really. He goes home because his girlfriend at the time was going to finish with him that night. She prayed, Lord, she'd done a Christianity Explore, but she never committed her life, and she said, Lord, it's over. He's gone out drinking all the time, and it's over. But I take him home, and they make up, and they both become Christians. They've got married, they've got 2 daughters, and he's restudying to be a social worker, and I just see the hand of grace on him. And yeah, his mum becomes a Christian, and her husband becomes a Christian, and it's been a wild story with Rob, but he's growing, and he probably doesn't know it, but he's going to be a future elder of the church. So that's Rob. One more?
Yes.
Okay. We got Wayne. Wayne, again, I know the family from Penclough because my mum's from Penclough, and quite a hard guy Wayne was. Oh, it. And he used to ref us playing football. He's ex-military, and he's reffing us playing football. And his daughter, I think at the time, Melissa, must have been 7 or 8. She comes home from school, must have heard an assembly in school, and says, Dad, I want to know about God. He's not been to church before. So he gets in touch with me because he refed us from playing football. My daughter wants to come to Sunday school, but it's on a Saturday. So his wife brings Alyssa. She comes to Saturday school. The next week Wayne brings the daughter, and the week after the whole family come, and they've never left. And he makes a commitment to Christ after about 2 months. they get baptised, and now he was talking to me the other day. They've got another boy, Zach, who's probably about 6 months old at this moment in time, and Wayne is now talking about Alyssa being baptised in April because she's 11, and maybe the son getting dedicated. But just see again how the Lord saves the family. But his brother-in-law and his sister also come to faith. They wanted to kill me, mind. He told me that he was going to come to my house and literally kill me, but the Lord held him back, and now he comes to church.
Fantastic.
So yeah, them
Great
to the
stuff.
families, Robert and Wayne, that have been so. There's others, but they've been really. I've seen just God's mighty hand to bring somebody from darkness into light. And it's just
Fantastic.
amazing seeing being transformed.
Very quickly at the end, hopes for the church for the future. What are your prayers for your own church for the future?
Okay, good question. Many prayers. Firstly, that the church would grow in, firstly, their passion for Jesus Christ. I want them to love him and treasure him above all things. So my heart's desire is that they would mature in that, and they would be filled with the spirit of wisdom and revelation, so that they may know him more. That's my heart's desire for them, so I can present them perfect in Christ on the final day. So they grow in maturity, but my heart's desire also as a church is that we plant other churches. I want us to be a church that focuses in 3 different ways, really. Exaltation, in terms of our relationship with Christ. I want us to work on that. Edification, our relationship with each other, but also evangelism and our reaching out to the lost. So our heart's desire is to plant healthy churches that focus on them 3 relations, in exaltation, edification and evangelism. So that's what I want in Oasis Church, but I want to plant other churches. So when Oasis is ready and God's time is ready, that we would look outwards and hopefully reach other communities that need the gospel.
Fantastic. Steve, thank you very much.